Welcome to Streaming News Network, where we deliver balanced reporting with the facts that matter. The Morning Edition by J. Claude McDaniel. Please like and subscribe.
This is J. Claude McDaniel and this is Streaming News Network. We begin with our first report. A controversy is developing in Alaska involving billionaire Mark Zuckerberg's super yacht, after passengers on a nearby cruise ship claimed the vessel did not respond to requests for assistance from a stranded small boat. According to a passenger aboard the cruise ship Wilderness Legacy, a 21-foot skiff carrying 2 women, a child, and a dog had run out of fuel while traveling near southeast Alaska. The passenger said the United States Coast Guard contacted Zuckerberg's 387-foot yacht, Launchpad, which was reportedly closer to the stranded boat, but allegedly did not provide assistance. The cruise ship later changed course, provided fuel, and helped guide the skiff to a safer anchorage. The account sparked criticism online, although officials said the boat had not issued a formal distress call and was considered in need of assistance rather than in immediate danger. A spokesperson for Zuckerberg said he and his family were not aboard the yacht at the time and stated that the crew became aware of the situation after assistance was already underway. Officials confirmed that everyone involved reached safety. This is Streaming News Network. A newly released police video in Arkansas is sparking calls for a formal use of force investigation after a state trooper was recorded taking an 18-year-old woman to the ground and striking her during a traffic stop. The incident happened on August 1 near Manila, Arkansas, after State Trooper Moises Arellano stopped Elisa Hackett for allegedly speeding. According to police records, Hackett was also cited for not wearing a seat belt, improper license plate display, and other violations. The video shows Hackett questioning why she was being arrested before the situation escalated. According to the trooper's report, he used a closed fist strike after she resisted commands during the arrest. Hackett can be heard telling the trooper, "You cannot punch me in my face," followed by the officer responding that he had the authority to do so. Civil rights attorney Ben Crump is calling for an investigation into the use of force, arguing the response was excessive. A federal civil rights lawsuit has also been filed on Hackett's behalf. Arkansas authorities said they do not comment on pending litigation and have not confirmed whether Trooper Arellano remains on active duty. This is Streaming News Network. A legal battle over firearm rights and interstate travel could be headed for further review, as several Second Amendment organizations are urging the Maryland Supreme Court to hear a case involving a District of Columbia resident arrested while carrying a firearm in Maryland. The case involves Darius Duval, who was stopped by police and later arrested despite having a concealed carry permit issued by Washington, District of Columbia. Maryland currently does not recognize concealed carry permits issued by other states or jurisdictions. Groups including the Second Amendment Foundation, Maryland Shall Issue, the National Rifle Association, and several other gun rights organizations filed a friend of the court brief arguing that historical protections allowed travelers to carry firearms while passing through other states. The groups claim recent United States Supreme Court decisions involving Second Amendment issues could impact how states regulate out-of-state gun permits. They argue that Americans traveling across state lines should not lose constitutional protections simply because they enter another jurisdiction. Opponents of broader gun rights maintain that states should have authority to establish their own firearm regulations. The Maryland Supreme Court will decide whether to review the case, which could potentially influence future challenges involving interstate concealed carry laws. This is Streaming News Network. Nearly 45 years after the attempted assassination of President Ronald Reagan, John Hinckley Jr. is speaking publicly about one of the people connected to the attack that changed American history. In a recent interview, Hinckley sent a message to actress Jodie Foster, saying he wishes her well and hopes she has a good life. Hinckley's obsession with Foster was a major factor in his 1981 attack on Reagan, which he carried out in an attempt to gain her attention after becoming fixated on her role in the film Taxi Driver. Hinckley was found not guilty by reason of insanity in 1982 and spent decades under psychiatric supervision. He was later granted unconditional release in 2022. The March 30, 1981, shooting outside a Washington, District of Columbia, hotel injured President Reagan and several others, including Press Secretary James Brady, who suffered permanent disabilities and later died from complications related to his injuries. Since his release, Hinckley has pursued music and songwriting, although some public performances have faced cancellations because of his history. Jodie Foster has rarely discussed Hinckley publicly but has previously described the assassination attempt and its aftermath as a significant event in her life. This is Streaming News Network. A New York community is mourning the deaths of a well-known philanthropic couple and their adult son after authorities say a family tragedy ended in an apparent murder-suicide. Steve Sislo and Donna Walker Sislo were found dead inside their Madison, New York, home on August 7, along with their 35-year-old son, Justin Sislo. Authorities say all three died from gunshot wounds. Investigators reported that Justin Sislo had recently been released from jail after his parents paid a $10,000 bond following his arrest on a strangulation-related charge. The deaths have shocked residents who described Steve Sislo as a respected community supporter. He was known for his involvement with the Capitol Arts Complex in Rome, New York, and for supporting local military band programs and cultural events. Former classmates and community members expressed disbelief following news of the deaths, describing the situation as a heartbreaking development involving a family that had been part of the local community for years. Authorities continue investigating the circumstances surrounding the deaths. This is Streaming News Network. The United States Department of Justice has announced lawsuits against New York, Connecticut, and Vermont over state policies that allow certain undocumented immigrants to qualify for in-state college tuition rates and financial assistance. The Trump administration's Justice Department argues the policies violate federal law by providing benefits to individuals who are not legally present in the United States while denying similar advantages to some United States citizens. Officials from the Justice Department say the lawsuits seek to block enforcement of the programs, arguing that colleges should not offer reduced tuition rates or financial benefits to undocumented immigrants unless those same benefits are available to all eligible citizens. Connecticut officials pushed back against the lawsuit, arguing that the state has the authority to determine its own education policies and that the programs provide opportunities for students who meet state requirements. The Justice Department says similar legal challenges have been filed in multiple states and that previous court decisions have supported its position. Critics of the federal action argue that the policies help students who were raised and educated in their communities. The lawsuits are part of a broader legal battle over immigration policy, state authority, and access to higher education. This is Streaming News Network. A Colorado community is mourning after 5 teenage friends were killed when their vehicle went off a cliff in Grand Junction. Police say the crash happened late Saturday night, with first responders discovering the wreckage the following morning on a steep hillside. All 5 victims were 17-year-old boys from the Grand Junction area and were pronounced dead at the scene. Authorities say 3 of the teenagers, including the driver and front seat passengers, were wearing seat belts. 2 others were not wearing seat belts and were ejected from the vehicle. Investigators are examining whether speed played a role in the crash, but officials have not yet determined who was driving. Family members and friends have identified the victims as Braden Taylor, Tristan Tucker, Titus Gould, William Sims, and Tyler Martinez. Their deaths have led to an outpouring of grief from the community, with loved ones describing the teenagers as close friends with promising futures. Memorial fundraisers have been created to support the families as they cope with the sudden loss. The Grand Junction Police Department says the investigation remains ongoing and that crashes involving multiple fatalities can take significant time to fully investigate. This is Streaming News Network. A Wyoming restaurant owner is asking the public for answers after a family of 4 allegedly left without paying a more than $100 bill. Zoe Aldahash, owner of Sweet Zoe Mediterranean Restaurant in Casper, says the group ordered appetizers, drinks, meals, and desserts totaling about $130. She claims the 4 customers left the restaurant together and ran to their vehicle without paying. Instead of immediately contacting police, Aldahash posted a security camera image on social media, asking the community for help identifying the group. She said she was not seeking confrontation and gave the customers an opportunity to correct what may have been a mistake. The post sparked debate. Some community members supported the restaurant owner, while others warned that publicly sharing images could lead to mistaken identities or unfair accusations, especially when younger people may be involved. Casper police advised businesses to carefully consider the risks of posting suspected offenders online and said reports should be handled through official channels. Aldahash said she chose not to call police because a previous dine-and-dash incident at her restaurant did not lead to a resolution. Despite the unpaid bill, she says the support from loyal customers has been encouraging. The 4 individuals involved have not been identified, and the $130 tab remains unpaid. This is Streaming News Network. Matthew McConaughey recently stepped onto the red carpet with his wife, Camila Alves McConaughey, and their 3 children, giving fans a rare look at the actor's family life. The 56-year-old star attended the dedication ceremony for the Matthew McConaughey Cinema in Austin, Texas. His children, 18-year-old Levi, 16-year-old Vita, and 13-year-old Livingston, joined their parents for a special screening of The Rivals of Amzia King. Fans quickly noticed the strong family resemblance, with the children appearing to share features from both of their famous parents. McConaughey and Camila have been married since 2012, and the actor has frequently spoken about the importance of family and fatherhood. During a recent appearance on Running Wild with Bear Grylls, McConaughey described being a good father as one of the most important accomplishments a man can achieve. For McConaughey, the Hollywood spotlight may be part of his career, but his role as a father remains at the center of his life. I am J. Claude McDaniel for Streaming News Network. Thank you for watching and staying informed.
Thank you for viewing Streaming News Network videos, and also short and special reports. Please like, subscribe, and tap the bell to be notified of additional reports.